Number one comes to town. You wish there was a little bit more on the line for a season-ending series like this?
Yeah. Careful what you wish for. You know, if you're playing for a berth, or in our case, we're trying to finish with a winning season, which is significant. I mean, if you're a coach and an athlete, you don't want to look back and say we had a losing season. Small consolation prize. We're trying to get into the playoffs and do better things than that. But yeah, just like I told the team at the end of Monday's game, which was another disappointing result, and not so much effort but result, that this is all we have to hang our hat on. And the ultimate challenge is, Riverside isn't one of the better teams in the country, and we found a way not to get that done. And then now we have a chance to play against the best team in the country. And I think I voted for him the very first poll that I voted for, and I voted for him as being number one every poll that I voted in, saying they've proved that, and to me they've proved that they're the best team in the country, at least consistently.
Coach, there are a lot of guys who are going to have a decision to make after the season ends, whether they want to come back or go pro. Do you as a coach try and give, some guys some extra starts, or come into the game a little later in ball games when you have to consider maybe next year they'll have to fill one of those voids?
No, I think one weekend or one game or one at bat or two at bats. I think there's a lot of things that happen between now and then, and I don't know if you're asking me for experience-wise,
Yeah.
which is what I think you're asking. We may err on the side of giving somebody an opportunity because it's our last series together, but not for the sake of next year and create momentum for next year. It'll be a whole set of, a lot of things will happen with what they do in the summer, what they do in the fall, and who's coming in and all those kind of things. And that'd be a little melancholy for some of the guys that we know for sure are not coming back, like the Goldfarps of the world. He already had a very emotional day when it was his last Beaver Series game. That was tough on Goldie, and it'll be tough on us too. It's senior day, and we'll have that to play for on Saturday, and besides the whatever happens on Thursday and Friday. So, but nothing like giving guys token appearances just to keep them happy and make sure they come back. We've been planting seeds with all the draft class for the last 6 weeks, and hoping that they have unfinished business and want to come back. If it's close, if it's life-changing money, then we shake their hand and congratulate them, because that's part of what we do. Is we're a vehicle for them to get their degrees first and foremost, but also play professional baseball.
I feel like Steer has made it not a close decision in the last month or so.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe not. I think the Beaver Series, him moving back over to third, his body of work has been tremendous. I think the only thing that we have hanging on to is his love for being a Duck, his love for being a leader, his distaste for not ever being in a playoff game here at the University of Oregon, and the fact that even him, is he going to be a high draft, or is he going to be in that area where it's good enough? It's time for me to go. I've done a good job in school, which he has, and he can see the light at the end of the tunnel there with his parents and grandparents that have traveled all over the place. So we're hanging on to the glimmer of hope that he might reconsider. Stranger things have happened. Who knows? It's hard to speculate where guys are going to go in the draft. You can speculate all you want, but it's just speculation. And until draft day comes, nobody really knows. So
Still, he hasn't heard his case the last month or so. I mean, what kind of levels he been playing at?
Tremendous. The all-league stuff's coming out. We're nominating him for Player of the Year. I'm sure there's other worthy guys on teams that are more successful, but he's at a Player of the Year type of season. And in the pack, especially this year, because of the tremendous players and teams, that's saying a lot that we even consider putting him up for Player of the Year. And we just need more Spencers, I guess. And I'd be a better coach if we had more Spencers, for sure.
With the need to take 2 of 3 to win the series and finish over 500, does your approach to the rotation change at all for the weekend?
No, we're going to go with our at least Ahlstrom and Kafka. Ahlstrom Thursday, Kafka Friday, and TBA on Saturday.
With Nelly probably Saturday at some point, or maybe the
Yeah,
back end of
depending
Kafka.
on what we have to do, and use him on Thursday and Friday. If he's fresh, Summers has made a statement for me. I thought he pitched well against SC, deserved better. Had one inning that they got to him, but it wasn't his undoing. It was them doing a good job of putting something together. So Colby's been much better the last 4 weeks of the season, I would say.
Have you had your own discussions about next year? Have you had any conversations about your option for next year?
No, I don't even want to talk about that at this point. No.
What has Nelson meant to your bullpen as a whole? He's done extremely well this year.
I'd say he's been a little inconsistent. The best game he threw, you guys all witnessed against Oregon State, and then follow that with an unbelievable 16-pitch, 5-out effort against SC on Saturday. That was what it looks like and what we had expected him to do more frequently, I guess, without some of the hiccups that he's had, his own demise and pickoff plays and different things like that. And then we brought him back on Sunday, and he wasn't quite as sharp against SC for whatever reason. And he wasn't on the board Monday. So I think Nelly wouldn't use this as an excuse, but his injury probably set him back a little bit more than any of us thought it might. The fact that he was willing to take a great future, a golden arm, an electric arm, and try to do the best he could, not being 100%, speaks volumes about Nelly and his willingness to help the team whatever way he could. Switching roles from starter to closer, all those kind of things. He's a very unselfish player and great team guy. I would have liked to seen him have his junior year unscathed health-wise, and then with a complete pitching staff where he probably could have pitched where he belonged in the beginning at the back end. So, but certainly we talk about Spencer made himself some money. Nelson made himself some money against Oregon State and against SC. Not that they weren't lined up to consider drafting him anyway. He just wasn't performing to his level of potential, I guess.
I know the season ran out on him, but just Jovan, was he getting healthier? I'm assuming he's not.
Yeah, a little bit. Slowly. Not even. It never even got close. He never got on the mound to throw a bullpen or whatever. And I think they've got aspirations of passing some medical tests. I'm sure. I guess the next few weeks before the draft, or I guess not few weeks. I guess how many days?
About 10. About 10.
June 10?
June 3rd.
June 3rd, right? So, I think somebody would probably take him, probably lower, and then work him out, watch him, and see if they can give him the kind of money that he probably thinks he deserves. So, we're keeping our fingers crossed that the Jovan family doesn't think it's the right time to go, and he comes back in a Duck uniform 100% next year.
Obviously, the last series for you guys started off the year against a Texas Tech team, and then you have the #1 team coming in. So far, how would you grade this season?
A D. If I had to give it a letter grade, or I hold not being able to get my guys better prepared for the Pac-12 race and be more competitive in the Pac-12 race and win more than one game against the better teams in the weekend, or 0 games. We had high expectations going in, and we did pretty well out of the gate to where it looked like we had a chance to be more competitive in the conference. And unfortunately, you can go back to a set of circumstances, or you can just say we just flat out didn't get it done, and that's on me. We've got to play better, and I've got to prepare them better.